We're going to explain how to fix the value error field ID, expected a number but got a string error in Python. This error typically pops up when you're working with databases or data structures that expect a numerical ID, but your code is providing a string instead. Let's look at the common causes and how to resolve them. 1. Identifying the source. The error message itself points to the problem. A field named ID is receiving a string value when it expects an integer. Carefully examine the code section where you're interacting with this ID field. It's likely within a database interaction, like using Scalchemy, Django Orem, or a direct SQL query, or maybe within a data processing part of your program. 2. Data input. The most common culprit is incorrect data input. You might be receiving data from a user, a file, or an API, where the ID field is represented as text instead of a number. Check your data source and ensure that the ID field is indeed numeric. If it's coming from a user, implement input validation to ensure only numbers are accepted. If it's from a file, make sure the data is properly formatted or use data cleaning techniques to convert string representations of numbers into actual integers. 3. Data type conversion. The solution often involves converting the string representation of the number to an integer using Python's int function. For instance, if id_string = 123 is your problematic string, you would convert it to an integer with id_integer = int id string. However, remember to include error handling, like a try except block, to catch cases where the string isn't a valid representation of an integer, preventing a value error. A try except block would look like this: try id_integer = int id string, except value error, print invalid ID. 4. Database. Schema. If the error arises when interacting with the database, double-check the database schema. Verify that the IDE column is indeed defined as an integer type, for example, int bigint. If it's defined as a string or text type, you'll need to alter the table's schema to match the expected data type. Be cautious when modifying database schemas. Back up your data beforehand. 5. Debugging techniques. Use print statements or a debugger to inspect the value of the ID variable just before it's used in the problematic code section. This will help pin down precisely where the string value is originating from and its exact content. If you are using an IDE, leverage its debugging capabilities. Setting breakpoints and stepping through your code can quickly reveal the source of the issue. 6. Example code. Illustrative. Let's say you're inserting data into a database. Incorrect. Cursor.execute. Insert into my underscore table. ID, name, values. 123. Example. Correct. ID underscore num = int. 123. Cursor. Execute. Insert into my underscore table. ID, name, values. %s. ID underscore num. Example. Note: using parameterized queries, like with %s placeholders above, is crucial for security, preventing SQL injection vulnerabilities. In summary, the value error field ID expected a number but got a string is usually caused by providing a string when an integer is required. By carefully examining your data sources, performing necessary type conversions with proper error handling, and verifying database schema consistency, you can effectively resolve this common Python error. Remember to always sanitize and validate user input, and utilize parameterized queries to enhance security and avoid unexpected errors.